What is up, fam? How we doing out there? Welcome to another episode of the JC Honeyman podcast. Today I have a very talented singer, musician in the house, Fast Heart Mart. Say what's up.
What's up?
Yeah. So how you doing, man? How was the drive?
It was good. It was short. 15 minutes. It's not bad.
All the way from North Park, right? Is that where you live?
All the way from North Park.
Oh, yeah.
The hippest part of San Diego.
It is pretty hip there, bro. I'll tell you.
Do you know how the hipster burned her tongue?
How? She
drank her coffee before it was cool.
Shit, dog, he's got jokes.
Talking
Anyway.
about what's cool, we're gonna have to talk about your theme music.
We're gonna talk
man.
about all kinds of stuff, dude.
That theme music's gonna have to get not bumped up a notch, I think, man.
Oh, I can turn it up. Don't worry.
No, I'm saying like you're gonna have to get something better than that. That sounds like it's gonna be like a church service or something, man.
That's so funny.
I'm just being
Hey
honest.
man, don't. Hey, you got to be honest with me.
Because
the
I know
viewers love it, dude.
You're a lot edgier than that
right?
intro.
It needs
dude.
to be like a shred.
Man. Yeah. It's not representing.
All right,
you
dude.
at all.
I'll do it just for you. Okay.
All
We're
right.
gonna change the theme song, folks. It's gonna be a shredding guitar.
Why not a banjo?
And dude, that'd be cool. I'll have you do it. I'll be like, Fast Heart Mart did the banjo part on that, guys. You better watch out. He's coming at you. So, this is your first time on the podcast. You're actually my second guest, which is really cool. I started doing this a long time ago with just me and like trying to inspire people, but I started thinking I should get guests on. It would be way cooler. And here I am with you. You're the second person. My first was Josie Dave. I did that about, I don't know, a little over a week ago, and we promoted the show and stuff. So it's good for like people that just want to drive and listen. So you're the second guest. How does it feel?
I feel honored and privileged to be here.
Have you done a podcast before?
I've done a couple. Yeah, I have actually. Yeah,
Okay,
way back in the beginning of podcasts, there's a guy in Virginia, Tyler and Eric. They had one called "People Who Hate People." Mm-hmm. It was great. It was a good podcast.
Nice, dude. Well, in Virginia, and that's where you're from, right? You got to tell these people where you're from, what city.
I'm from Virginia originally. Okay. Manassas, I guess you'd say, is my hometown.
Manassas? That's like molasses.
Yeah, it's like man-asses. Yeah, it's a pretty bad name for a town.
Man.
It's where
that's funny.
Battle of Bull Run was fought there. One of the bloodiest battles in the history of humankind.
Really?
Yeah, it was so bloody that the river turned red with blood, man. It was bad, apparently.
The river runs red.
And it's still got a heavy vibe around there.
How long have you been in San Diego? I've asked you this before, but for the viewers, I mean the listeners, not the viewers. The viewers, a.k.a. the YouTube stuff, because I'm doing a video. But how long have you been in San Diego for?
I've been here for a little over 5 years.
And how do you like it? How do you like the music scene compared to Virginia? Well, did you play music there, or did?
I didn't do a whole lot of music in Virginia. I have definitely played there. I wouldn't say I know much about the music scene, except that I'll be honest. I love San Diego. I really do. It's the best city I've ever been to. The weather is amazing, and I don't want to go anywhere else. But I think the music scene is pretty tough here.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah, I do.
Really?
I think it's very competitive.
As far as like originals and stuff like that, or just in general. Because
I
think the cover songs are like where it's at, dude. I mean, I've been all over, and like I try to do covers in a lot of cities, and I think if I could say the top two cities to go to if you want to be a cover artist is here in Tampa.
That would make sense. Yeah, if
you want to make it like doing covers, you know what I mean?
Totally.
That's my opinion. I mean, everybody has got their own opinion, but
I know in Europe they're not cool about covers as much. They're not impressed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Virginia it gets cold there. Any place where it gets cold, you have a better music scene because people tend to go inside.
They get sad and they have to I understand.
Congregate.
I wrote a lot of good songs when I lived in Oregon, so.
Sure. And anywhere up north you get more, I think you get better music scenes, but I can't do the winters anymore.
Dude,
I get very depressed. Man. Super depressed.
I get really depressed as well.
Yeah.
I need that beach weather all the time.
And
y'all out there know, some of you guys know out in the world, the weather is what makes it really, you know. You gotta be in a good environment, you know. Otherwise you won't survive emotionally and physically. You have to be in a place where you love, that's dear to your heart, you know. A place that you can call home. Even though you have another home, like you lived in Virginia, that's where you're from, but like I'm from Oregon, but you have to have a home for you. You have to have the home where you grew up, but the home
Mm-hmm.
that you made, in a sense.
Yeah, I think so. It's weird. I feel like it's a cosmic joke from God that I was born in Washington D.C. because it's my least favorite city ever. I don't know why God made me.
That's crazy.
be
I was
born there.
telling you before, my dad actually grew up in Alexandria. That's where he was born. He made his way out to Oregon after a little while, but he was over there. You know, he lived his dad was in World War II, I think, and so his dad was really strict. But that's where they grew up. Well, that's where he grew up and his family, and then they migrated out here. Well, he did. They didn't, but yeah. Anyway, just going off on.
Have you ever been out
Just
there?
going off on tangents over here.
Did you ever visit
Tangent.
that area?
I have never been there. I've driven through like DC. I've never actually stopped and hung out. I have family there, but I've never
Stopped.
I've never been there, dude. I
Yeah.
feel bad, but I didn't have time.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Are you texting right now?
No,
during
I'm
the
just trying to.
podcast?
I was doing a boomerang video, and I'm trying to promote on everything right now while we're doing this. I'm trying to cut time, man. Trying to,
You're a
gotta cut the
madman.
curve, dude. I'm crazy. I'm an alien,
Oh my
dude.
God,
I'm
you're
an
all over the
alien.
place.
By the way, you guys, I'm an alien. No, I'm just kidding. No, dude. I feel like you have to put out as much content as possible if you want to get yourself out there, whether that's doing stories or that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing like a little boomerang and post it on. You do one video and you post it on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's exposure. Like whether you think it's exposure or not, it is. People are seeing it, so they're like,
Sure.
ooh. And then you get somebody that's like, I see your podcast. I want to be a part of it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm doing it.
Good
They
for
see
you.
you, they see me. They're like, oh, I know him. I know them both. And then
Right.
maybe somebody will come on because I'm trying to get more guests on. So if y'all are out there and you want to come on and talk some music, let me know. Email me, DM me.
It's legit.
Yeah, dude. Too legit to quit.
Too legit. Quit.
So, when did you start playing music? When did it sprout for you?
So I wrote my first song when I was 3 on the
Uh-huh.
harmonica. It was called Lunchbox.
Oh, 3 years old.
I think I was like 3 or 4.
Dude, you were
my
going
dad,
at it for a while, man.
my dad was a harmonica player, and
Mhm.
I used to love playing the harmonicas that he had laying around the house. I remember writing a song called Lunchbox. It was just a tune, an instrumental tune, of course. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until I was 12 that I realized that's what I wanted to do with my life. And I started writing songs at 12, and I've never stopped. I didn't start performing publicly until 1999, and I've been performing under Fast Heart Mart since
Mhm.
then, which will be 20 years
It's a great
next
name,
year.
man. I like it.
Thanks. You do?
Mm-hmm. I do.
I was
genuinely.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I
Has
was
anybody told
actually,
you they don't like it?
I think a lot of people don't understand it at first, but
I think
once
it's
they
cool,
do,
man.
Thanks. Yeah.
I like it. It's different, and you're the only one with that name, so
Right. Exactly. That's why,
you're distinct, you know?
especially with the internet now, it's like,
Yeah. It's
there's
easy to find you that way, you know?
right. There's a couple of Martin Stampers. One of them is a Taekwondo instructor, Taekwondo champion
Uh-huh.
in England. And I don't want to be mistaken for
You
a
wanna be the only
Taekwondo
Yeah.
champion.
I
You
know
know,
what you're saying.
that would be bad. It would be bad because then people would want to fight me all the
Then
time.
they don't understand it, and they're like, "What? Why'd you go by that?" You know, people don't understand that.
Right.
You have to be the only one to be distinct.
Totally. I have some friends who, I have friends who have names, and there's like a million of those,
Right?
and so it's.
And
gotta
they
be
give you
tou-
shit
it's
about
tough.
it.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
I'm under Fast Heart Martin. Like, what is
Dude,
that?
they give you shit either way because
No,
people
they
don't. Dude, people are so funny. Like they want you to succeed, but they don't want you to succeed. It's so weird. People are weird. And then they dog on you when you're like doing well, and then they see that and they're like, oh, you know what I mean? People
there's
just
people
hate
that
on
are
happiness.
opposite.
And
There's
hate it.
people.
There is.
There's people only like you when you're doing well, which is interesting.
It's
you know?
weird, right?
I have to be honest.
It's the weirdest thing.
I'm like an underdog kind of guy. I like the underdogs. I like root. And then when somebody gets like super successful, I still like them and stuff, but I don't know. I get a little weird, I guess,
Yeah.
sometimes. Just depends on who it
You
is.
like
and
it before they're famous, you mean?
sometimes,
like the artist.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just be like,
I
okay.
think it's
everything's
a
all
cool
blown
journey,
out
man.
now.
I think it's incredible that somebody can become that big, you know,
Mhm.
like Chili Peppers. Oh my gosh, it's insane.
Mhm.
It's crazy how, or the Stones. Like it's just incredible how people can become so huge that if you say the Rolling Stones, pretty much 95% of people will be like, I know who that is. You know,
Oh yeah,
that's where you
they
want
don't
to
even-
be.
They
though,
might not be able to
obviously.
know a song, or
At least
even,
in the
but-
city, they'd be like, I know who Fast for Heart Mart is.
Yeah,
I know him. You know,
right, or know of him.
There's a guy that said you got to get big in the city that you're in to get big anywhere else. So start with your city and then work your way out, you know.
Totally. Well, I spend a lot of time in Albuquerque, New Mexico too.
I heard it was a cool city.
I
How is
love it
it?
there. I love Albuquerque.
Is it
I
cool?
miss
Is it fun?
Yeah.
What's the
it's
best
great.
thing to do there? If you were to tell somebody, hey, they're telling you they're going to Albuquerque, what would you tell them to do?
A good day to have in Albuquerque is you
Yes.
start at the Frontier for breakfast. You have a breakfast burrito there at the Frontier.
Nice.
They have the most amazing green chili sauce. You put
Oh,
that on there.
you're making me hangry.
And then you go down and take a hike along the Rio Grande River, or you can go up to the Sandia Mountains, take a hike,
Okay.
and then go for lunch. You go to another great Mexican restaurant, probably like El Pinto. I know not everybody agrees El Pinto is great. I think it is good. And then
Well, it's not what they think. It's what you think, man.
Totally.
It's your opinion, sir.
yeah, and then
I'm just kidding.
and then you would spend the rest of your day
So there's pretty good hiking
Kinda.
spots.
like hiking
Yeah.
or doing outdoor stuff, and then you would end up at a concert. Definitely, there's a lot of musicians there, a lot of artists because it's cheap and it's
Right.
sunny. So that's why
That's
I
what I
stayed there
hear.
for a long
Like
time.
Arizona's good. So some parts of Texas are cheap, and New Mexico, and then you get to San Diego, and you're like, ugh, California rather.
Heavy, yeah.
It's heavy. All
I
you
love it though,
Californians
man.
out there, they know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh man, it kills you. It'll be the death of you, man. The Bills.
Dolly Parton.
That's
And-
a good influence.
Oh yeah, and then like not Tina Turner too a little bit.
I love
and
Tina
then-
Turner, bro.
yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who. Time After Time. Who is that?
I don't know.
Yeah. If you look, you will find.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to guess it because I'll look like an idiot. So
Cyndi Lauper. Of
Cyndi
course,
Lauper, okay.
She was huge.
she was on that little award thing the other day. What was that women's music or something?
Was she?
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah. She's amazing.
good,
I
man.
saw her. I saw her in San
Talented.
Francisco at the.
I want to get her on the podcast.
She
Come
was in
hang
San
out.
Francisco at the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival a few years ago, and it was an amazing set she did there. And I've been a fan of hers for a long time. I don't know. When I was a kid, I just loved her music. And then, of course, I started growing up and getting into the Beastie Boys.
Right.
And
Sabotage.
I
I love
was
the Beastie Boys.
Licensed
dude.
to Ill. What are you
They're-
talking about? Sabotage was way later.
I know, but Sabotage, that's my favorite. But like, dude, there's so much music out there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, that's why like musicians like us, like it's so hard. It's just like it feels almost impossible, you know, when you're thinking, oh, how do I make it? It almost seems impossible. So if you could give it any kind of advice, you know, this far in your success in your career, what would you give somebody that's like wanting to start out? What kind of advice would you give them trying to make it in the music industry that we live in today?
Yeah. I would say keep your bills low.
Yeah,
Keep your overhead low.
Yeah.
And keep going, man. Just every day do something and try to just focus on your music. Don't try to do too many other things. If you cannot work a day job, which most of us can't, especially at first, but you just do your music. I've seen so many musicians who do just focus on it.
Yeah.
And that's all they do. I mean, if you look at all the greats, that's what they did. They slept
Just
on
all
somebody's
music.
couch and just played. You know, and they lived like basically like a hobo or something until.
I wish I could do that. It's hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get when reality sets in, and you have to like actually work and have like 3 jobs. So it's just, you know. But that's good advice for somebody that's starting out. You know, bills are low.
Go all the way.
Don't make mistakes, right?
If you're gonna go all the way.
My advice would be like, if you're young, don't waste all your time on like stupid partying and stuff like that. Like if you're trying to
for
make this
sure.
dream happen, like with any dream really, if you're trying to make anything happen, don't waste your time on something that's gonna waste you. You know.
Yeah, there'd be
So-
plenty of time for partying once
Exactly.
you like.
And they'll pay you
you're
to
not
party
popular
if you
anymore.
get big enough, right?
Yeah, what you do, like Miles Davis, like he went for decades, just worked
Yeah.
his ass off, and then finally there was a lull, and he just went wild.
Yeah.
That's what he says in his book, anyway.
Yeah. I was watching that Ray Charles movie with Jamie Foxx. Such a good freaking movie, man. He did such a good job. Sounds just like him when he sings, talks.
It's true.
Have you seen it?
It is really
I
good.
love that.
Mhm.
I watched Ray the other day, and then I watched Walk the Line with is it Joaquin Phoenix in it. If you guys are musicians, check out those movies. Basically tells the story of Johnny Cash for the Walk the Line, and then Ray Charles. So check those out if you haven't seen them yet. If you haven't, you got to see them. Come on now. You're missing out. Anyway, getting carried away on a tangent. So your next show is, where was it again? Harney? No, Oceanside.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's the Harney Sushi Show on Friday because Oceanside on Thursday is a
next
farmers
Thursday.
market.
Dude, that's so cool, man. You get so much exposure doing that farmers market, especially that one. That is the biggest one I think I've ever seen.
It's huge, huh?
It is huge.
A lot of people come out to that. Yeah.
That's in Oceanside on the beach, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, it's kind of it's close to the beach anyway.
Yeah, and just be like the only guy playing the banjo. Come see me.
My band's gonna be playing there January 10th.
I gotta come see you play again, man.
We're getting the band, like the big
That's
stage.
That's gonna be cool. Band, yeah. Dude, that's exciting, man. Well, at least you got shows. You're doing well for yourself, and
I'm doing great.
That's good. You went on this whole tour. How was the tour? Let's talk about your tour, man. So you started. What made you decide to do this tour, and how long did it take you to plan it? This goes for all the people like trying to do music and like they want to know the process. I want you to explain that to people because it's kind of a hard thing.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning pretty early. Seriously, I'm up at like 5 or 6
every day,
the latest,
just in
usually.
general.
Yeah, I naturally wake up at that time. That's why I always go to bed at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Because I wake up really early, and the first thing I do, seriously, I say my prayers, get some meditation in, ground myself a little bit, and then the first thing I do is book shows, book and promote.
Wow.
Because that's the hardest thing that I do. I just don't like booking and promoting, so that's why I do it first, get it out of the way for the day.
It's incredible.
I spend at least an hour a day, sometimes 2 to 3, doing that, almost every day of the week. It's tough.
You're inspiring me to do that, man, because I don't do that enough. I don't actually like sit down and like go get it.
Yeah, you have to stay super organized and just do that, man.
At this point, I'm like kind of waiting for these shows to pop up, which you can't, because otherwise you get buried. So that's inspiring, man.
Well,
Continue. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Well, that's inspired. Where I'm so grateful for the farmers markets and stuff that I play, because it's not super competitive to get in there,
right?
Because most of them don't actually even pay me. I work for tips and for merch sales.
The exposure's incredible, though.
It's good exposure, but exposure doesn't pay the bills at the moment.
I know. I understand that.
But so getting the tips and the merch sales, that works out for me. That's why I play so much banjo these days, because it works at the farmers markets. And so I do a lot of farmers markets because it's not super hard to get those gigs. And then I let the big gigs come to me, because I don't know, getting the big gigs, it's like trying to get women or something. It's just like you gotta ignore them before let them come to you or something.
That's crazy, man. Music is like women, right?
Yeah.
Well, getting shows is like women.
I can't believe I just said that on a national podcast, but I did.
Hey, you're just doing a comparison. It's similar in ways. You didn't say anything wrong.
It's like a cat.
Don't worry about it.
Like a cat.
A cat, right?
Like, you go after a cat and they just run away. But if you sit there in the room with the cat, but you have to be somewhere where the cat notices you. You can't be like outside on the streets or something where the cat doesn't even know you exist. You have to be in the vicinity, and then the cat will come to you eventually. If you, every once in a while, you just look at it and then you kind of ignore it and just like act like you don't need it. And then it'll come to you. That's the big gigs for me. That's
cool, man.
I pursue them as much as I can without breaking my own heart, and then just let them come to me the rest of the way.
So, when you did this tour, how long was that whole thing, by the way?
It was almost 4 months.
4 months tour.
110 days. Yeah.
Jeez, man. That was cool. That was cool to see your journey, man, and like see you post all these videos and stuff. Mm-hmm. By the way, when you had the camera going, did you have that connected to a fan or something?
So that's a piece of gear called the Brine. It's a camera rotator. I was wondering
what that was.
Yeah, it rotates your camera for you, and you control it with your phone. It's kind of dorky, but there's an app on your phone. It's Bluetooth enabled, and you control the rotation and stuff. Yeah.
I thought you used your phone, and I didn't realize. That's crazy. Cool, man. Well, I'm glad you got like a bunch of footage. You always got to get footage, You have to put that stuff out there for people to see. They love to see the journey. People love. It's like a story, reading a book or watching a movie.
It's
people
validation.
Love to see. Yeah. They love to see that.
I think it validates you. People see that you're out there constantly, and they're like, "This dude's not stopping. He's like moving forward and whatever, and he doesn't care who's watching or what. He's just doing it."
The industry that we're in, you have to be nonstop. You can't take a break because. Well, you can, but it's just the next person's going to come around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's insane.
Yep. And you just have to have fun with it, documenting everything. Just have fun with it. Don't let it stress you out too much.
So you left. So you just got back not too long ago, like what, 2 weeks ago? And
No,
you
it was
went
like a month ago.
a month ago. So you went all around. You went from here all the way to the East Coast. Didn't you go to New York?
I went to Portland, Maine, dude.
Portland, Maine.
It's
I heard
like
that was a cool city.
completely opposite side of the
That's
country.
so crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was good. It was cool up there. I won't do that anytime soon. It was too far.
Yeah, long. Right.
Yeah, I need to reel it in. I'm definitely going to go back to Virginia probably next summer. I got family there and friends and stuff.
Yeah,
I like to visit.
yeah, you got to see your family for sure. Yeah, that's why I like going back to my hometown in Oregon. So that was a 4-month tour. You went all around. What was your favorite show that you did? And what was your favorite city that you went to?
I'm gonna say
that you haven't been to before.
Okay, the favorite show on the tour was New York City. I played at the Sidewalk Cafe. And New York City is an ass kicker. Historically, it'll kick your ass. But this time, it like opened its arms and just took me in, and it was so nice.
That's awesome.
I had people show up that I hadn't seen in years.
Wow,
They came
in
out.
New York,
I had no idea
York
they were
City?
coming. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Like Manhattan, we're talking, or
it was in Greenwich
oh my
Village.
god, that's got to be awesome, dude.
The Sidewalk Cafe is kind of where the
I'm gonna write that down.
anti-folk movement started. Like with
Sidewalk
Regina
Cafe. I've
Spektor.
heard of that. I love Regina Spektor, dude.
Who doesn't, man? She's amazing.
Samson, I love that song.
Yeah,
Samson.
me too. And then one of my favorite anti-folk artists is named Jeffrey Lewis. He came up out of there, Sidewalk Cafe, and just a lot of really great what we consider anti-folk.
Dude, I think I actually have been there.
Yes,
I think I popped in there for a little bit. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I played that show and it went really well. I thought it was going to bomb. My friend Stephen Perry, the good ship SS Perry, he opened for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really funny. Like he's like every word of his songs is funny, so he gets a laugh like every 2 seconds or whatever. And he was killing it. He was open for me and I just flopped because I was like, "Oh man, I just drove all the way to New York City today, paid almost $50 in tolls. I'm completely exhausted.
The tolls, bro.
We had to take a train from Queens, where he lives, took an hour in a hot train. I was exhausted, and then he opened up for me and just was killing it. And I was like, I'm going to go really bad here tonight because my songs are not nearly as funny as this.
Yeah, dude.
But then, I don't know, man. I opened with the line, "Hey, I'm just going to apologize now. I should have opened for SS Perry tonight, but I didn't. So here it goes." And then they thought that was hilarious, and I had them ever since then.
That's awesome. How many people were there?
There was probably 20 people, but
dude, that's cool.
It felt
it's
really good though. Yeah, it was. The
so
people that
cool,
were
man.
there were stoked, and they were buying stuff, and they were just really good
That's
audience.
amazing, man. Cool.
The
Sidewalk Cafe, New York City is your favorite show.
Yeah, on this tour.
Okay.
And then the
So far,
favorite
right?
place I'd never played before. Is that what the other question was?
What was your favorite city? Like just the city that you liked that you didn't see before.
That I hadn't seen before?
Yeah.
I didn't go anywhere. Well, actually.